We're dedicated to promoting understanding, cooperation, and communication among all races and ethnic groups. And in January, we sponsored what we called All Lives Matter. And I think you are able to make the connection between that and some of the rhetoric that has preceded following the unrest across the river. This first session, of course, is entitled Our Community and the Law. And a couple of things that we want to stress here is that we want to make sure that folks in attendance understand some of the challenges that our law enforcement folks face on a day-to-day basis. We'd like to dispel some of the myths, and we'd also like to take a close look at some of the best practices that have been instituted not only in other cities, but in our own area that you may or may not be aware of.
What holds us together, the glue that binds us together through the good times and the bad times, and arguably I think we're going through both, the best of times and the worst of times in some ways. The thing that holds us together through all that is this idea that no man and no woman is above the law, that we're all basically subject to the same laws. There may be inequities in our system, there may be imperfections in our system, but we're all basically committed to this concept that we're all subject to the laws equally. And where we fall short of being subject to those laws equally, that's where we strive to do better, and that's why we have forums like this, and that's why the men and women that are in this room are committed to reaching that ideal, even though we continuously fall short of it.
You got to have a policing goal that supports your mission statement. And for our patrol division, which is the most active and where most of our resources are dedicated to, we do have what we call patrol performance goals. And when it comes to traffic enforcement, which has become the most scrutinized part of the Ferguson report, our main goal is compliance. And the message we send to our officers is that probably 95% of the people you come into contact with or you stop, a written warning will do just fine. If your goal is compliance, you don't always have to jump to writing a ticket. And that's evident. In our department, last year, we had 6,188 traffic stops. And of those stops, 34% were stops that ended up with a citation, and approximately 74% were all warnings. So we're not policing for profit. We are policing for compliance.